But you yourself confirmed she was dead, did you not?
It wasn't in a Monokuma file. Now that you mention it, I gently placed my hand on Junko's lifeless body. I touched her wrist to check for a pulse, like you do in movies and stuff, but she really is dead. Felt I'm a non-binary panda. I don't correct people because I don't want to feel like an ass when I go, actually. It's very kind of you, Fire. I did check, absolutely, and I can say for sure.
She was dead. There's no question. Junko was dead.
But what if it wasn't Junko?
So, the idea that she's still alive.
Cause you never got a body report for Junko, quote unquote's body at the end of the game. Because where she was killed, like, not in a trial, she was killed by Monokuma for breaking rules. So we never had a report, never had a trial. So we never got a body alert that she was actually dead. I watched the entire trilogy on YouTube, so I played it without playing it, if that makes sense. I mean, hey, that's how I that was a lot of my first experience with visual novels. Like, oh, fuck, what was it? Like, my first visual novels that I would just watch people play on YouTube, pretty much, because I didn't have a computer to play them myself. I think, like, the two that I remember a lot, I remember, well, Corpse Party, and Katawa Shoujo, and If My Heart Had Wings, and also Steins Gate. Those are some of the first ones I ended up watching. Doesn't make sense. That's how I watched the trilogy too. And yeah, it's the thing with visual novels. It's really easy to just watch somebody play them. Because a lot of them are, you know, fairly linear.
It must be wrong.
Same with Doki Doki Literature Club. I've actually never watched DDLC. I started playing it, but I never finished it.
Then you're withdrawing your previous statement?
I know you gave it your best shot, but too bad. I guess your conclusion was a dud. Too bad, too bad.
I still remember the voice you did for the short pink-haired one. Oh yeah, that's why I was playing it with you, wasn't I? I don't actually remember the voice I did for anybody. I just remember, like, I was playing it with you, and I remember you were just making a lot of penis jokes, just inserting them into it. Yes, sir. You have to remind me what voice I did for, what was her name? Nagisa? No, not Nagisa, that's Assassination Classroom. You gave the girliest one the deepest voice. I do have a tendency to do that, just because I find it just ironically funny. Natsuki, that's it. Nika Swords. I knew it was something with an N, but I wasn't sure.
This case hasn't been decided just yet.
Oh?
Also, I am not going to be playing DDLC on a stream, because I know there's stuff in that is very much against TOS. I'm saying that now. I'm not playing DDLC on stream. I have many other visual novels lined up that I think would be fun to play on stream. I'm not doing DDLC.
You haven't given up already, have you, Makoto?
Huh?
No, of course not. There's no way I'd give up that easy.
That's all well and good, but how do you intend to solve the problem standing in your way?
I do wish to replay DDLC with you, XD. You know? I mean, hey, maybe we can do that, like in a Discord call or something. I can screen share sometime. And probably do something like that. I can't play it on. I can't play it on stream. Maybe we can do like a. I don't know, like record some videos or something, like DDLC. Wait, I think I can put it up on YouTube. I've seen other people put it up on YouTube. Put like sensors and stuff.
Junko absolutely died. Mukuro absolutely died.
Then both of them are dead, right? There can't be any kind of survivor story.
I think we need to look at this from the opposite direction.
Huh? The opposite direction?
Let's assume Junko is still alive. If so, how could she have survived?
So many TOS violations, Lamau. Oh yeah. That's hey, let's speed run getting the channel taken off Twitch. Nope, I looked at the prohibited games list and DDLC isn't on there. You are good. Really? There is so much like self-harm. There's so much self-harm in that game. How is that not banned on Twitch? How could Junko have survived? I checked her. She was dead. I'm sure of it. But still, if she were alive somehow, could it be that Junko's not the one that died? It wasn't Junko, but someone else entirely. Maybe she used some sort of trick. Now there's some scenes that will get keeps banned or suspended. Oh yeah. Oh, I need an E. I need an E. There we go, replaced.
Now I understand.
So it's like the whole game isn't banned from Twitch, but there are like very important
That's it.
scenes to the story.
What if she switched places with someone else?
That would get me in a lot of trouble.
Switched places?
That's right. Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place. Specifically, Mukuro Ikusaba.
How people are streaming right now? I think you're good. I mean, I'm just... Even if it's not fully banned off Twitch, I also wouldn't be comfortable streaming that game. Like, I know it can get bad. Keeps, it's a game option to stream on Twitch. I am not comfortable streaming it on Twitch, if nothing else. There are quite a few people who stream it. Yeah, well, I wouldn't... Well, if nothing else, I wouldn't be comfortable with it. Maybe if I ever decide to do, like, video recordings, I can, like, record it, and at least then I can censor stuff if it gets really bad. But I can't really do that on, like, a live stream. Maybe if I actually start, like, doing, like, YouTube video content, I'll do a DDLC thing. So I didn't want it to be streamed. Why does it have a Twitch category? I mean, I'm pretty sure the Twitch categories are kind of, like, automatic, aren't they? Like, it feels like if a game exists, it has a Twitch category. Like, they're linked up to, like, they're just linked to Steam or something. I'm not sure how they do it.
Then that would make it Mukuro's corpse that showed up later.
Which is why the body's height and weight and everything match Mukuro's profile, right?
I don't know anything about this switching places thing, but... That had to be Junko who got stabbed to death, right?
Look at all that
Yeah,
magenta.
you're saying they switched? When could they even have done that? Right when she was about to die? Like she used some kind of ninja replacement technique?
Good point. There's just no way they could have switched like that. So maybe the whole idea is wrong.
There has to be some way. I need to figure out how to explain how they could have switched. They switched at the beginning.
I got it! The two of them may have switched places from the very beginning.
What? From the beginning?
Yes, from the moment we first met. If that's when they switched, then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right? After all, the one we saw at that point would have already been Mukuro.
Nope, things in enough Twitch categories are good. Also, according to your logic, the Danganronpa games shouldn't be on Twitch either. I mean, I didn't say they shouldn't be on there. I just said I am not comfortable streaming DDLC. Like, I'm fine with, like, blood and stuff like that. But, like, I know DDLC has a lot of, like, self-harm stuff. And that's just not comfortable to me. Like, yeah.
Hold on. So, you're saying the Junko we first met was actually Mukuro all along?
Yeah, I guess.
Then we'd already met her?
Yeah, that's fair. If you don't want to play, then you don't gotta. No one will force you. Thank you, Bubbles. No one's saying that. I do have, like, follower redeems are like, oh yeah, chat gets to pick something. So hopefully that would be things that I am actually comfortable playing with. Don't want to force you into it, Keith. Just looking to see if it is safe to stream. That's all good, Dash. Thank you.
I had, like, a normal conversation with her.
When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else was.
Pretty easy to slip in.
So Mukuro could have simply told us her name was Junko, and we never would have known the difference.
Waiting on your pizza? Fuck yes. Pizzas are always good. I could order a... Thinking about it, I could order a pizza from, like, a pizzeria near me. I could take it home. And that could be my supper. I kinda wanna get a pizza now. How are you comfortable streaming this, but not the one of the characters literally committed suicide in this game, literally epitome of self-harm? I'm just trying to understand. Because that's, like, not a long, drawn-out thing. That was, like, a part of a mystery and, like, an element of it that got revealed. Like, DDLC is just more graphic to the point that I don't like it. Like, it kind of plays off the shock factor of it, which I don't like that. This game didn't have that with Sakura.
That would easily allow the two of them to switch places from the very beginning.
Like, this game sets it up as, like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, okay?
Wait,
I'm
but
not playing
Mukuro
DDLC
had a
on
tattoo
stream.
on the back of her hand, right? Junko never had any tattoo like that, did she?
She had the nails, though. Those are the same nails.
She could have hidden it with foundation or something like that. If she did, it likely melted away in the explosion, exposing the tattoo after the body was extinguished.
That would make sense.
Plus, there were the fake nails found on the hands of Mukuro's body. They were the same fake red nails she was wearing when we all met for the first time.
But if she really did use foundation...
Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her hand, I couldn't say for certain it wasn't Mukuro. So I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto. But too bad for you, Monokuma. You can't deny it anymore.
Wait, so this whole thing was a setup from the very beginning?
If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan to be sure, making it look like Mukuro was Junko.
The reason such an elaborate plan was possible is because the two of them were working together.
So Mukuro, the ultimate despair, teamed up with someone like her. In other words, it would be fair to say that Junko herself was also the ultimate despair.
You know the ultimate despair is a group of people.
What's wrong? Lost the will to fight back?
Thank you, Fire. But yeah. Look, I have my reasons for not wanting to play certain games. We weren't even talking about, like, Silent Hill and like Dark Descent. I haven't expressed any interest in playing games like that either. So... But yeah, can we please stop this conversation now, please?
I think he's just afraid.
Afraid? What's that mean, afraid? Fear is only possible where hope is possible. I only have despair, so fear is an alien concept to me.
Then why haven't you been saying anything?
Because it's a bunch of nonsense. Junko's my secret identity? As if.
Then why did you try and protect Junko's real identity?
I tried to protect her identity? When did I do that?
So he still refuses to admit it, but he can try to deceive us only once. It doesn't matter, because I've already figured it out. He tried to hide Junko's identity, and not just once, but twice. The first time was during our latest investigation. The group photo has Junko's face in. Could that be it? Hold on. Why is now presenting the right evidence? I see what Monokuma tried to keep me from seeing during the investigation.
Shoot!
Wait, would that be the DVD tape then? You cut the power.
I got it!
There we go. Second guess.
While I was in the AV room, watching the DVD of our interviews with the headmaster.
It wasn't just the monitor. The DVD player itself had apparently turned off. Which of course meant that the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened? Oopsie! Looks like it broke. Out of service. What? So happened to break just now? Now then, when doesn't matter. Failure can strike anywhere, anytime. That's what failure is, right?
You made sure I couldn't finish watching the video. And the reason you did that is because you didn't want me to see the real Junko, did you?
Oh, yeah! If everyone was in that video, of course Junko would have had to show up.
And if Makoto saw the real Junko, it would have been totally obvious that the Junko we met was an imposter.
That whole power outage thing was just a fluke.
No, it wasn't a fluke. The mastermind definitely orchestrated that power outage. And that's not the only time they tried to hide Junko's identity. The mastermind tried to cover up one other piece of evidence. I've got to reveal that. Is it gonna be the photo this time? The moment of truth. Alright.
What do you want? What do you want? Are you sure about this? What are you even talking about? What do you want? That's impossible!
This should prove
There
it.
we go. Break!
The video wasn't the only thing you tried to cover up. You did the same thing with this group photo.
Uh-oh.
He's realized the error of his ways.
I noticed it just a little while ago, when we were all comparing the photos we'd gotten. In all the photos, there's a certain similarity, an unusual circumstance.
What's so unusual about them?
The unusual circumstance common to all these pictures. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. The unusual circumstance is Junko's face.
I got it! Junko's face.
You tell him, Keeps.
The one thing common to every single photo is that you can't see her face. It's hard to believe her face would just happen to be hidden in every single picture, don't you think?
Look at the pictures. Everyone else seems to be drawn, and Celeste just looks like the stock image. Yeah. That's not relevant to the story at all, though. It's just funny. Yeah, they just have, like, just, like, Celeste's base model just stuck in the background of every photo, which I find really funny. Like, everybody else looks like they're in the same art style, but then Celeste is just in the background somewhere.
And on top of that, in this photo, you can see that Mukuro is clearly visible. So in other words, at that point, the two of them hadn't switched yet. With all that in mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden here is the real Junko. Which is why you had to have pictures that didn't show her face. Because if we could have seen her face, then it would have clearly revealed that the Junko in the pictures wasn't the Junko that we knew.
Xanadu!
Xanadu?
I believe everything Makoto said is true.
I think it's a Xanadu.
Junko and Mukuro switched places before we met either of them.
So she killed Mukuro, who had taken her place, making it look like she'd died. And the real Junko is still alive.
And she's the one behind this whole murderous situation. This killing game. She's the true mastermind and the ultimate despair.
Xanadu times 2!
What is Xanadu?
With this, the identity and the crimes of the mastermind have been exposed.
No, wait! Hold on!
Don't bother trying to deny it. There's no more room for debate. You don't have anywhere left to run. I'll prove everything. Right now!
Oh yeah, closing argument. Alright, now. Way at the beginning. So I go with this. So like way at the beginning of this, they switch places. Picked her up, and wouldn't have been. You know, Xanadu. I don't actually know Xanadu, but I'll take your word for it, Bubs. No, I wouldn't be that one. I think this would have been... She got her sentence. She came running down. Hurry, hurry. We only have 18 hours to complete this. I'm working on it. I'm working as fast as I can. So she took the mask off, put it on there. Found the body. She saw Toko trying to take the mask off. And did like that. Right, I need something for here. Alright, so this is her taking the body out? I'm not sure. Alright, we'll reenact like this and just see.
The killer is you! We met the ultimate fashionista, Junko and Oshima, right after we all arrived here. But that wasn't the real Junko.
Papa.
The girl we saw before us was actually the 16th student who had taken Junko's place. And that girl's name was Mukuro Ikusaba. But it wasn't long before she died at the hands of Monokuma. In other words, the mastermind, Junko and Oshima. Her body was kept in a biolab, which had been converted into a morgue.
Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun.
Until Junko decided to put her body to use. Junko dragged the body out of the biolab, using the tarp to carry her to the garden. She fabricated the murder to try and frame Kyoko, who'd proven to be one big thorn in her side. Meanwhile, she wanted us all to think Mukuro was still alive and hiding somewhere inside the school.
Ah, mess it up here. No, I'm leaving my reasoning right. I need to rearrange the events in the case. Alright. So, this is wrong. Is it the other way around, maybe? I think it's the other way around.
Here's exactly what happened. Meanwhile, she wanted us all to...
Alright, there we go. What? Alright. So that one's wrong. I guess this one is the one that comes here then. So then... We'll go there. You're so close to the end. He's getting it. I'm learning. I'm doing it. Does this one come here then?
The killer is you!
He's losing it.
She wanted us all to think Mukuro was still alive and hiding somewhere inside the school. So she put on a mask and then attacked me. After making sure I'd gotten a good look at the mask, she left the room.
There we go, Fire. I am getting it. What you mean I'm losing it?
Then she put the same mask on Mukuro's body. This was all to make us think the person who attacked me and the corpse were one and the same. She wanted us to believe the murder had only recently taken place. Finally, by strapping a bomb to the body, she was able to destroy any remaining evidence. She needed to hide the body's true identity. She had to make sure we didn't find out it was actually the same person we'd met in the beginning. This is the truth behind Mukuro's murder. And the one who carried it all out is the true mastermind. The one controlling Monokuma. The real Junko Enoshima.
Complete.
That's the whole story behind this incident. Well, what do you have to say to that?
What? Are you broken again?
Maybe she let go of the controls.
You can't get out of this, so don't even try.
Come on! It's time you finally revealed yourself!
It's not like you're an endangered species or something. How long do you plan to keep hiding?
I mean, he might be. How many Monokumas have you met? Scratch that, we met a bunch of Monokumas.
Give it up, Junko. The game's over.
You have lost the game.
Over? Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case?
Oh?
Wrong! There's still plenty more to go!
Excuse me? Is he hitting the second phase? Oh. Ultimate despair, Junko Enoshima.
We have been waiting so very long for peasants like you to appear.
What is this voice? I did not picture that with Junko.
If you swear your fealty to us, we will reward you with half of the entire world. We've even drawn up the deed already. We will grant you honor, status, in some of our home cooking.
Oh boy, this part is wild. Yeah, her, are you ready? Yeah!
Have you made your choice? Will you serve under us?
Oh, fuck you!
Oh, did you think I was being serious? Sorry, I was just messing with you.
I figured.
It's been so long since I've had an audience. Even I'm not sure what kind of role I'm supposed to play.
Wow, she sounds dead. This is the mastermind? She's the real Junko Enoshima.
Anyway, looks like I've finally been set free.
Only some of the home cooking? Nah, all or nothing.
Having to play Monokuma all the time, day after day. It was like I was stuck in purgatory. Or like a slow suicide. I get bored so easy, you know?
I love her headpieces.
Your face.
Huh? What about my face? What's wrong with my beautiful face? People have told me I'm cuter than 100 chihuahuas combined.
That sounds monstrous.
I feel like this isn't the first time I've seen you.
No, I do remember seeing it. I'm sure I've seen her too somewhere. It was definitely before I got to the school. Are you sure? But Junko already switched with Mukuro by then, right? I don't think that's it. Oh yeah, maybe it was before that.
Shoot!
I just embarrassed myself in front of everyone. No, I do remember seeing it. I'm sure I've seen her too somewhere. Before arriving at school.
I got it!
But when?
That's right. It was before I ever came to this school. I remember seeing a magazine cover.
We saw those in the laundry room, though.
And you were on it.
Wow, you have a pretty good memory. I guess that's why you've made it this far, huh?
So I was right. Then what you told me in the main hall when this all began...
I've seen her on tons of magazine covers, but I feel like that doesn't quite match up to reality. Huh? Oh, are you talking about my cover photos and junk? Well, of course. Those are totally photoshopped. Photoshopped? Yeah, you know, edited to hell and back with, like, computers and junk. Oh, so they aren't real.
sometimes a little lie is necessary to keep things moving along. Wouldn't you agree?
That explains why she didn't quite seem the same, because she was a different person all along.
But we blamed it on the Photoshop.
I'm me. And Mukuro is Mukuro. She tried her best. But there's just no way she could have passed as the ultimate fashionista. Two people can never become one as long as the walls of mind and body exist.
What does that statement mean?
Not even if they're twins.
Twins?
No way.
I know, it's such a cliche, right? I'm almost embarrassed to admit it.
Damn you, Adobe. Adobe was the true villain all along.
So basically, Mukuro and I had your stereotypical twin relationship. The older sister, tough and proud. That was Mukuro. The younger sister, smart and cute. That was...
Me! Junko fucking Enoshima!
Wow, she switches up the vibe a lot. I like it.
And together, we were the Despair Sisters, aka the Ultimate Despair!
Whoa! She's a totally different person now.
Like I said, I get bored easy as hell. I even get fucking bored with myself.
Whoa.
But if you're twins, why do you have different last names? Oh, that again? You have any idea how many times people ask me that shit? Maybe it's new to your dumb ass, but it bores me to tears. Answering the same questions over and over? Just make up whatever answer you want. I don't give a shit. The truth's fucking lame anyway.
But if she was your twin, that means you killed your own sister?
And for reasons deeper and darker than the ocean. As if.
Well, I suppose I'd better explain.
Well, damn.
For my plan to work, someone had to be able to control the killing game from behind the scenes. The so-called mastermind had to operate Monokuma, keep an eye on everyone, things like that. But after looking at the situation, I determined it would be impossible for Mukuro to perform such duties. Because naturally, she turned out to be the letdown of the family.
Damn.
Leaving me behind to run off and join some band of mercenaries. Such a disappointment. So, I decided to play the role of director and have her join the rest of you in your school life. I could have let her work alongside me, but she would have been useless to me that way. Besides, 15 students seemed like a solid number to start with. Of course, the fact that she was the ultimate soldier posed something of a problem. She had what I call the three atrocities. Atrociously ranked, atrociously filthy, atrociously repulsive.
I would absolutely hate to hear what Junko would say about somebody she didn't like.
It was atrociously clear just how out of touch she was with the rest of society. Meanwhile, my ultimate fashionista status has an undeniable appeal that I didn't want to go to waste.
And that's why you switched identities?
Sadly, her inability to match my personality was even greater than I'd calculated. It was a lost cause. She was nothing more than a bit player, an extra unworthy of lines.
Damn.
Being the utter disappointment that she was, anyone would have expected her to get killed off right away. Which is precisely why I killed her, to meet everyone's expectations.
That can't be your only reason, can it?
It really do be your own family.
Well, no, of course not. I also did it to avoid becoming bored.
Well, shit.
I've never been a stickler for following a plan to the letter, you know?
Can we go back to any of the other ones?
If I planned everything out and knew just what was gonna happen, that'd be so boring.
I mean, I appreciate a pantser, but like, can you do it in a different voice?
So, I changed things just a bit and decided to use Mukuro to make a little point.
In other words, Mukuro's death was a one-sided, premeditated act of betrayal. Just as I suspected. When Mukuro was killed, she must have been as surprised as anybody else.
Dear God, it was the Uwu Junko. What? Huh? This wasn't supposed to... Why me?
you figured it out? Well, you're right. There's no way Mukuro could have pulled off such a convincing performance. But she did teach you all a very valuable lesson, don't you think?
How can you talk like that? You sacrificed your own sister. How does that not even bother you?
What? I sacrificed her? That's what's got you so hot under the collar? Jeez, misunderstandings sure are scary.
No, murder is.
We were the ultimate despair, you know? So we never had any kind of hope or expectations. Nope, I felt despair as long as I can remember. Like I never should have been born at all.
Junko, seek therapy and become a better person.
When I was born, I cried tears of total despair. So that's why for us, it's not a big deal whether we die or kill. We're just those kinds of people. We can do anything. We've always been filled with despair. So when we do something, we go all the way and live without regret. So you just murdered your own sister and didn't think anything of it? That's not true at all.
Oh.
We were twins. How could I not be sad?
Why does she have mushrooms in her hair?
That's why it gets me so excited. Huh? Killing my precious sister with my own 2 hands.
This is so epic. I mean, it's the mastermind reveal. It's fucking good.
That act is filled with so much despair. You can't help but put a super in front of it. It's like super, 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 super despair. No, more than that. Super, 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 super despair. It just feels so good.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, Hero's giving sagely advice right now.
And my sister too. In that moment of death, I think she must have felt that despair. After all, to be murdered by your own sister, and only as an example to someone else, she must have died feeling such excruciating hopelessness. I'm so jealous of her. Super jealous.
I knew you couldn't be just some ordinary person. You're some kind of abnormality.
Turning your own despair into some kind of fetish. Abnormality doesn't even begin to describe it.
Like, Genocide Jill is crazy for sure, but this is a whole nother level of nuts!
You're saying I don't compare to some lowly beast that can only kill the weak, right? So I'm hopelessly attractive, hopelessly brilliant, hopelessly athletic. I'm the hopelessly perfect ultimate human.
But why though? What is...
No, I don't think there's anything perfect about anything you just said.
Yeah, Master's way more perfect. Cause on top of everything else, he's got that noble blood.
Huh? Don't you mean had that noble blood?
What did you just say? What do you mean by that?
You still haven't figured that part out yet? Man, you guys are so slow!
I like the Monokuma impression. It's actually really...
You haven't even solved all the mysteries, and yet here you are, yapping away!
Are you talking about our memories?
You've already solved this mystery, right? I'm the killer, so how about the next one? Maybe you should solve the riddle of your missing memories. Then you can start gloating.
Damn straight! That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to solve all these mysteries. And then, we'll have our victory!
I can't wait!
Alright, then let's just get straight to the point. What memories did you steal from us?
He's got the spirit.
When the group pictures were taken, and those interviews, it must mean... I got it! It must have something to do with our entrance exams.
No fair! At least give us a hint!
Your brains are like sponges, all drippy and leaky. I already gave you you a hint before. All the memories you lost share something in common with a few other things. Do you recall?
Thinking back to what Monokuma's told us, the memories that were stolen from us and what they must be related to, the motives Monokuma came up with, no. It was the motives, right?
I got it! You're talking about the motives you provided to try and get us to kill each other, right?
So you do remember after all. Well, I would hope you wouldn't forget something so important. It was stupid of me to even ask. I apologize from the bottom of my heart for my bad manners. So then, let me ask you another question. Did you notice that each motive I presented you had a specific theme to it?
A theme?
Fuck, what were the original motives? There was money. There was our families dying.
Yep, you got it. So that's my question to you all. When Sayaka was murdered, what was the theme of the motive I presented?
The theme for the motive Monokuma gave us for the first murder. Monokuma gave us those DVDs. On my DVD was footage of my family. On Sayaka's was her and her friends. They had a dream they all shared. So for the first murder, the motive we were given was human connections.
I got it! The driving force behind the motive you presented us with at that point was human connections.
Junko really trying to be Dora the Explorer. You have to explain that one to me, Fire.
Ding, ding, ding. You got it. Remember those DVDs I gave you guys? Each video showed the total destruction of your most important relationships. For example, your family. For example, your friends. I ruined all those relationships and showed you the results. It was to motivate your desire to escape and kickstart your urge to kill. But still, what a cruel thing to do.
Yes, very cruel.
You're the one that did it!
Yes, well, I'm perfectly happy to accept your disapproval.
Okay! Time for the next question!
Fuck, go back, please.
So, what was the theme for the second motive?
For the second murder, the motive's theme was like a secret, right? That's when we got those weird envelopes from Monokuma. Mine mentioned how I used to wet the bed. So the theme that time was the past.
I got it! It was our past, right?
Yay! Makoto got it right again! That time, the theme was... embarrassing memories and secrets! Yeah! And the whole reason Mondo did what he did was to protect his secret.
So, how long do you plan on dragging this out?
Relax, relax. Okay, on to the next question. So, what was the motive for the third murder?
The third murder was money, right? Because the third one was Taka and Ifumi, and Celeste murdered them for the money. The theme for the third murder was... the reason Celeste turned to murder was... she wanted to buy a European castle and live there with a bunch of handsome men. So that time the motive for the murder was... greed.
I got it! It was money, wasn't it? Greed.
Human relationships, the past, greed.
Seek and destroy! Hell yeah, you got it again! Goddamn straight it was money! Celeste killed Hifumi and Taka for a little personal gain. Her greed led to all kinds of death and destruction.
What's the point of all this? Why are you making us go through this case by case?
Don't worry, sweet cheeks. Just one more to go. Now, can you tell me the motive behind crazy-ass Sakura's crazy-ass death?
The motive in the case of Sakura's death was... what was it that made Sakura decide to kill herself? had to do with Monokuma exposing Sakura's secret. So the theme of the motive in that fourth case was blackmail? Betrayal, no.
I got it! In her case, it was betrayal.
Precisely. You see, once I revealed Sakura's betrayal, that led to everything that came afterwards. Anyway, it looks like you answered all of my questions correctly. How painfully delightful.
But what's the point? What meaning is there in asking those questions now?
Relationships? Secrets? Money? Betrayal? These are all pretty standard motives, right? The most normal of normal. Totally middle of the road.
But of course, those aren't the only motives that exist in this world.
I'm not sure which voice I dislike more. I don't know if it's the royal voice or the ooh voice. It's just so haughty. Come on, stop it. You're literally in the same trial as the rest of us.
In fact, there are as many reasons to kill as there are people on Earth. They compel humans to kill each other, bringing despair to the world. This is what we refer to as the seed of despair.
Seed of despair?
Just as water, air, and food promote growth in living things, the seed of despair also needs nourishment.
I hate the ooh voice. Fair enough, Fire.
And that nourishment is hope. Despair can grow only in the presence of hope. Two sides of the same coin, divided by a razor-thin line. Such is hope and despair.
How much longer is this stupid speech of yours? Weren't we discussing our missing memories? Why are you trying to change the subject?
If you would listen, you would see I'm not changing the subject. We are discussing your memories. What I'm trying to say is, the seed of despair is closely tied to your own memories.
How so?
Ooh. I will find you. I have a very particular set of skills.
You see, by taking away your memories, I gave you hope. Of course, that hope merely existed to be consumed by despair.
Hello, Kana. Welcome to the chat. You're coming in right at the end of Danganronpa.
How could taking away someone's memories give them hope?
And plus, you haven't given us any hope anyway.
Is that so? All you've been able to think about during your time here is how to escape, right?
Kana, please behave. Don't go saying stuff like that to other people, please. You're gonna use Justice Hammer number 4 on you. Hey, yo, what the fuck? Alright. Thank you, Kana.
The mere fact that that's what you want proves I gave you hope.
What are you talking about?
Punk. Be gone with the horny, to prison you go. The bog hammer is for the hornies. Ah, fuck, I got squats now. Alright. Thank you, Fire. And the flood. Alright, squats first, then flood.
If none of you wanted to escape this school, the killings never would have taken place. That is why we took your memories, so that you would have the desire to leave.
The only reason we want to leave is because you took our memories. Is that what you're saying?
Correctamundo!
Which means if we did have our memories, then we wouldn't want to leave. Do I understand that right?
What? Why the hell would having our memories make us not want to leave?
A most troubling thought, isn't it? But it's not enough. I want more distress, more despair. I put so much effort into creating hope in order to feed your despair and make it grow. So, just like Crazy Eddie slashing his prices and passing the savings on to you, let me give you a hint.
Crazy Eddie? That's an old reference.
Huh? Really?
Then hurry up and tell us.
Okie dokie. Like they say, seeing is believing. I'd like for you to see the outside world.
The outside world?
You mean the world beyond the school walls?
So something really did happen out there.
What happened?
Now are you interested in what I have to say? You wanna see what's out there?
Yes, please, actually.
Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I wanna see too. See your faces sink into despair. Now then, open sesame! Behold, the world beyond the school walls!
Something not even Discord mods have seen. Oh god, we're going in deep now.
This is the outside world you've all been so anxious to claw your way back into.
Now we're in the deep end. Let's see how bad it is. I have a expect we're in space. Monokuma? What? No fucking way.
What the?
Dangerous. The world has grown so very dangerous. That's what this means.
Monozilla. Dead silence. I mean, how else do you react to that?
What are you talking about? None of this makes any sense.
What am I looking at?
This is a scene from a movie or something, right?
The Purge, Monokuma. That's what it looks like.
What you just saw, all of you should recognize it.
We should recognize it? What about it should we recognize? Junko mommy voice. I don't think this is mommy voice. I think this is just depressed Junko voice.
That world is locked away within the memories that were taken from you. If you can't remember, please just try. Do your best to try and recall.
Better kick your brain in the ass, because it's up to that gray lump whether you live or die. I don't remember ain't a fucking excuse no more, because now it's time for the final class trial.
Wait, what? There's another class trial. But we just had a class trial. Even better, I mean Sag.
Come on, bitches! Remember or die! What the fuck happened outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy, confusing video you showed us, I don't understand a damn thing!
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one of your practical jokes?
I mean, you're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering?
If nobody can remember anything, this is the end for all of us. What other choice do we have?
If I can't remember, is it all over? I mean, how can she show me something so completely incomprehensible and then just say remember? Every single one of us has lost our memory. It really is hopeless after all. No, wait. There's a chance that she hasn't forgotten. Alright.
Come on, bitches! Remember or die!
Genocide
What the
chat.
fuck happened outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy, confusing video you showed us, I don't understand a damn thing!
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one of your practical jokes?
I mean, you're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering?
If nobody can remember anything,
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
What's up, Fire?
Actually, she might remember.
Who might remember?
The other Toko, Genocide Jack.
What?
The two of them share certain kinds of knowledge, but their memories aren't linked, right?
I see. If their memories are separate, then even if one personality's forgotten, there's a chance the other may still have those memories.
What do you say, Toko?
Are you telling me to swap places with her?
Quickly, make her sneeze. 'Cause that's the logic this game uses.
No! Absolutely not! That'd be like forfeiting my entire identity!
I forgot about that. Yeah, one of the uncomfortable topics of this is Toko's split personality thing that is very poorly represented, but you know.
Toko, you're the only one we can rely on now.
Oh my god, did he just compliment her? Okay, that is perfect.
Dun, da, da, da! It's me, your friendly neighborhood serial killer.
Boy, she just gave in like it was nothing.
Look, she folds because she's down bad for Byakuya. We all know this.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I want to have it answered immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know anything about this video?
Friendly?
Huh? What video?
The video that's playing right now.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, I'm the mastermind.
Do you have to explain all this to Jill now?
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
That's enough! Just look at the stupid screen.
Aye, aye, Roger, you got it, Captain.
Well, does it look familiar?
I don't have all the details, but
Of course it does!
Wait, is that the plot of Despair Girls?
Then you remember all the stuff it's showing?
Of course I do!
So you didn't lose your memory after all.
then why didn't you say something earlier?
I only answer questions when someone bothers to ask me. I'm the quiet type, you know?
Oh my god, she's the worst liar in the world.
More importantly, if you really do remember, what is it?
This hasn't been relevant until now, so I never told you guys. Sorry.
Huh? What's the matter, Master? Do you really not remember the tragedy?
The tragedy?
Oh no! You seriously forgot? Maybe I can help you remember with a kiss.
Just answer the question. What happened out there?
Well, I can't really say if it happened or if it's still happening, but it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
You have any idea how little that narrows it down, Jill? What?
Why is that phrase coming up now?
Because it's all because of that event.
What is?
Are you serious? I'm talking about the way the world is now.
Is now?
The world's been destroyed, get it?
Destroyed?
Explain yourself. Tell us everything you know.
Copy that, darling. Okay, so this big, awful, tragic event, they started just calling it the tragedy, happened about a year ago. It was so big and so bad that even this murderous fiend went pale at the sight of it. I guess you could say what happened was man-made. But it was more on the level of a worldwide natural disaster. Either way, there's no doubt that it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. And as a result, in basically no time flat, the world turned out the way it did, and that's that.
Wow. The secrets were literally right there this whole time. God damn it, Jill.
That's all there is to it? Come on! There wasn't a single concrete description in there!
Bro. So you knew the truth, this whole time? The Monokuma-zing. the Monokuma-izing of the world.
Well, it just so happens I don't know any of the specifics. Miss Moreau saw it all play out in real time, so why don't you ask her?
Because she doesn't remember, because drugs.
We already did, and she didn't know anything. That's why we're asking you.
I couldn't live
okay. That's enough of your little lover's quarrel. Whatever happened, it doesn't matter at this exact point in time, right? The end justifies the means. Everything serves the outcome. In other words, the world has ended. That's the important thing.
How can the world just end? It's the world!
Calm down. It's okay. There's no need to panic. Every living person will be dead in 100 years anyway. So the world ending isn't that big a deal.
Wow, that is very doomer of you, Junko.
Oh, come on. Now you're just being ridiculous.
Well, as long as we're being ridiculous, I have another ridiculous story to tell you. It's the story of the Togami Corporation, which has given Byakuya's life all its meaning.
What? What did you say?
I'm glad to see you took the bait. You bit into it like a middle-aged secretary at an all-you-can-eat cake buffet.
Weirdly specific, but okay.
Hey! So, what do you think happened to the Togami family?
I have no...
Correct. Well done, peasant.
But I didn't say anything yet.
I just got so fucking bored waiting, I couldn't help it. Even if you're wrong, eventually you'll figure it out, right? Till then, you're just going in circles.
So, no matter what you pick, you get the right answer. Pretty innovative, don't you think?
Okay, I will just say, I do really love characters like this because it's so fun getting to jump between voices like this. It is a lot of fun. I don't get to do it that often. But it's really cool when it actually happens, and I'm like wishing I could actually like voice some of these lines for Junko. That's all voice acting. But it sounds really cool, and I really like her VA.
But do you think it might be a disease? Getting bored so easy, I mean. Do you think I might be sick?
Anyway, like I was saying, Byakuya's entire lineage has been totally annihilated.
What? What the hell are you talking about?
He's stressing.
I can confirm that his entire family has died. Even the distant relatives. The Togami name has perished.
I'm going to start going from ooh voice to World War II veteran. I have seen some shit too. You do. Both of the different angles of I have seen some shit you would not believe. One is from real life events. One is from internet culture.
Stop with these idiotic jokes.
Stop! And said with such authority. A peasant would dare challenge us? The avatar of divine punishment? You must learn your place, peasant. You are no longer the ultimate affluent progeny.
They couldn't possibly be gone. The Togami family is destined to guide the world.
Hell, there is no world anymore, remember? It got fucked a full year ago.
Hold on. That doesn't make any sense.
Huh? I don't make sense.
There's no way that happened a year ago. I mean, we only came to this school a few weeks ago.
Or did we?
If some kind of world-ending event happened a year ago, then how do you explain the totally normal world we were living in up till then?
Have you considered the possibility that you're mistaken about that?
Mistaken?
Well, if I'm understanding you right...
I got it.
It sounds like you think the tragedy happened a year before you arrived here.
Well, yeah. I mean, like he said, we just got here a few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago? Ooh, I get it. You're saying that what happened 2 years ago actually happened more recently, right?
Excuse me?
Huh? 2 years ago?
Well, I mean, you guys all started attending Hope's Peak Academy 2 years ago.
Wait, what? 2 years ago? What is that?
What the hell is this chick trying to say?
I understand why you'd have trouble accepting it, but in the end, you can't deny the truth. And the truth is, everything is cause and effect. Deny that, and you may as well give yourself up to God. So, you must surely understand all the hints I've given you so far, right? What are the memories I took from you?
Come now, answer us. Answer with all your heart and soul.
How are we supposed to answer?
You started acting like one of the characters. I can't English. It's all good, Kana.
I just don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Hero right now, man. Still, we have to answer somehow. If we don't, everything ends right here. The memories that were stolen from us. If what Junko says is true, if we first came here 2 years ago, but the rest of us only remember getting here within the last few weeks or so. So the memory she took from us was our life at Hope's Peak.
I got it! If we accept that what you say is true, then we've all lost our memories of the last 2 years after coming to this school.
Nope. No. I mean, no matter what anyone says,
Another correct answer. Well done, peasant.
Seriously? This routine again?
We've lost 2 years worth of memories?
That's right. You've already spent 2 full years here at Hope's Peak Academy. And that entire period of time is precisely what you've forgotten.
I don't remember the last 2 years of my life. That's not possible!
I want to think that too. I don't want to believe it. But that's nothing but our desire. I don't want to believe. I want it to be impossible. But if it's the truth, then we have to accept it. I mean, we have things that do prove it. Like we have the pocketbook and, yeah, the locker notebook.
2 years worth of memories. I could never lose something like that.
We've been living here for 2 years?
Why is my mouse
Hell
missing?
no! That's impossible! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything!
What is up with
Heck,
my
I've
mouse?
never even gone to a single class!
This is all just surreal.
Plus, if 2 years have passed, how freaking old am I?
That's also a good question.
Everyone's so conflicted.
I don't want to believe it, but I know there's evidence that reveals the time as students we lost.
2 years worth of memories. I could never lose something like that.
We've been living here for 2 years? Hell no! That's impossible! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything! Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
Hold up. You got the
No,
notebook.
that's wrong.
Break!
Hero, there's something I'd like you to take a look at. This notebook right here.
Huh? Hey, why's my name written on it?
I found it in the locker room on the 2nd floor. If you don't mind, could you take a look inside?
Sure, whatever you want. But I've never seen this notebook before in my life.
He's stun locked.
Is something wrong?
Was it? I actually like that.
It's kinda similar. No, even more than that. This is absolutely my handwriting without a doubt! But how is this? I don't remember ever writing in this thing! No way!
It looks like you actually did attend class here at Hope's Peak, but somehow, you forgot all about it.
Lies! It's all one big lie!
I don't want to believe it either. But there's also no explanation for this pocketbook.
And whose pocketbook is that?
It's mine. And the handwriting inside is also mine. There's no doubt about it. But just like Hero, I have no memory of ever writing in it.
And the reason for that is the 2 years of missing memories?
After seeing all the evidence, do you have any choice but to acknowledge the truth?
Isn't it just so desperately dark? The mystery's solved, but it's like a goddamn funeral in here! Shit, man! I've never been to a funeral! Hell yes!
Definitely caused some, though.
2 years of school life. How many moments of blossoming youth have you missed out on? How many fun classes? How many school events? This was your chance to build lasting friendships, right? And on top of that, something tragically sad happened 1 year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Right before everyone's eyes, the world came crashing down. You absorbed all that despair, but then you forgot it all. And once you'd forgotten, you made the choice to subject yourselves to this killing game. Oh, and there's one other thing. To be even more precise, the memories you all lost were...
Actually, never mind. I'm bored. Explaining stuff is boring.
What?
We are bored of this world. Everyone
enough.
always talks big, declaring all the great things they'll do. But then they always fizzle out. This world is just so desperately fucking boring!
What are you talking about?
In a way, I'm jealous of all of you. To give yourself over so completely to such stimulating despair.
Yeah, so figure out the rest for yourselves. I'm sick of expositioning all this shit.
Please, Junko, give me the exposition. I want to know what's happening.
Figure out what?
Figure out where your memories come apart. That's at the heart of all of this.
Where our memories come apart. Is she talking about the moment where we must have lost our memories? I can only think of one time. Just after I set foot in the main hall for the first time. And that was when I fainted.
I got it! The moment I lost my memories. I can't think of any time other than that day. When I first came to the gates of this school and stepped foot in the main hall. When I passed out, I was overcome with a strange sensation.
Wow, you still have enough spirit to keep on talking, huh? So I don't know much about the details, but it seems like everyone remembers passing out, right? And your sense of time got all messed up because of the memory loss after that? I guess it must have been something like that.
After I passed out, I woke up in a classroom with my head on a desk. I assumed not much time had passed since I'd collapsed in the main hall.
But instead, 2 whole years had gone by.
The reason it felt so short was because our memories of the time in between had been completely removed.
You got it, honey. 2 years of memories? Poof! Gone! Which means, of course...
When everyone met for the first time, it wasn't actually for the first time. Unaware of this fact, you took the time to introduce yourselves to each other, but
by that point, we'd already spent 2 years together at the school. That's what those photos reveal, isn't it?
Yep, that's what they reveal. You were all such close friends. You spent 2 years together, and then you started killing each other. And it was all so you could escape into a world that's already been annihilated.
Sorry, Cat. It's all good. I was wondering what that keyboard smash was.
What a terribly tragic tale. Even if you left now, there's nothing you could do to fix it.
You're the one who set things up to be like this!
I love you all so much.
What?
What?
Once your school life here began, I thought about you constantly. It's only natural that I would fall in love.
So, since I love you guys so much, I'll tell you all about it.
You got a freaky sense of love there, Junko.
All about the idea we came up with as the ultimate despair. Our plan to bring despair to all mankind.
The ultimate despair. All mankind.
Let's go back in time 2 years, okay?
This game is the master of stalling. I mean, you're not wrong. There's a lot of stuff that feels like it's really dragged out.
Back to when everyone first came to this school.
Boo Boo the cat? I love that.
life during that first year overflowed with hope and happiness. Oh boy, it was just the worst. Everyone was enjoying themselves so much. You were all having the time of your lives.
But that couldn't last forever, of course. The peacefulness only made it through that first year. Because after that, an event unfolded that hammered a soul-crushing despair into all of humanity. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy.
But why did it involve the Monokuma bears?
All too soon, the world's days of peace came to a bloody end. And as you can imagine, the school was no exception. The tragedy even made its way here, leading to the extermination of most of the students.
What are you?
What do you mean?
The most tragic event in human history, and the ultimate despair that caused it. I can't believe it's all because of just you and Mukuro. Was it some kind of organization? An angry mob? An incredibly motivated family?
You have a point. If I had to describe it, I'd say it was none of those. How can I put it? It was more of an ideological thing. Despair is contagious, you know. It's almost like a natural phenomenon. Everyone is capable of it, and now the entire world has fallen into despair.
In other words, if you see despair as the enemy, then your enemy is the world itself.
Fuck it, challenge the world. Cult? Sounds a bit like a cult, yeah.
I just don't understand why.
We didn't ask you to try to understand. This was a tangent anyway, unrelated to the matter at hand.
We're on a tangent right now.
Okay, so let's get back to the story. Hope's Peak had taken so much damage. You guys were the only survivors. The members of the 78th class of Hope's Peak Academy were the only ones left.
And then something super neat happened. Now pay attention, because this is important, and I'm only gonna say it once. So guess what? To protect everyone who had survived, Hope's Peak was transformed into a shelter. That's right. It was transformed into a shelter.
You already said that.
I said it twice.
Why though?
Now, someone was responsible for that transformation, for creating what would eventually become your prison. Do any of you know who that might have been?
The headmaster. The one who turned Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolated us here. The headmaster.
Could only have been the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. He wanted to turn the school into a shelter to try and protect us. To protect us from the despair and tragedy taking place outside. That's why he asked us to make that promise. To say that we were willing to live in this school forever.
We believe he had something like that in mind, yes. If you, the collective hope of a new generation, could survive, maybe the world could have a fresh start.
Yeah, the headmaster put that much faith in you.
And because we had that same hope, that's why we all agreed to live here forever.
But creating the shelter was also his single biggest mistake. It's laughable, really. He was the headmaster, but he had no idea.
Okay, I really love this art. Like the way their hair flows together.
He had no idea that we, the ultimate despair, had already made our way into the school. So what was supposed to be a shelter to keep you safe became a cage that made it impossible for you to escape despair. I have to say, it really helped me out a lot. It saved me a ton of time.
By the way, it was you yourselves who blocked off the windows, the doors, all the exits. Under the headmaster's direction, you all went about your work like obedient little sheep.
You mean we trapped ourselves in here?
And then you forgot all about it and started bitching about how you were trapped in here.
Once you'd finished building your little shelter, it was time for me and Mukuro to get to work. And thus began the killing game.
Me and Mukuro had come here, spending the last 2 years waiting for that moment.
That moment where you all began killing each other served as the climax of our global despair plan.
And the only reason you survived the tragedy was so that you could be a part of it.
You only let us live so we could go around killing each other?
Why? Why would you do that?
Because this was so much more than a simple high school death match. Rather, it was a method to hunt down and destroy every last remaining speck of hope in the world.
Well, at least you're thorough.
What are you saying?
Well, it would seem that there's a little bit left out there. A few souls unwilling to give up hope. So I thought I should show them, which is why I...
Well, why don't you tell me?
What the mastermind did to show everyone in the outside world, that was